me, my name is Navindu Vishwas. I was a full stack developer. In fact, I was an architect and working for a Bangalore-based company. I've total 16 years of experience, but now I'm a full-time trainer and the main trainer at TWD. Besides this, I have 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚 also, who is a trainer at TWD. And today we are going to conduct the class to be a web app developer. So what is a web app developer? And we're going to do all those things which we have told, like HTML and CSS and of course JavaScript. Okay, but you might be thinking, okay, in 3 hours how we can do all those things. So the thing is that in 3 hours actually we cannot do all those things. But HTML we're going to complete completely HTML. CSS we're going to do a lot, but it will not be complete. And CSS actually CSS takes 5 hours to teach, and JavaScript also takes 5 hours to teach. So it is like 5 and 5, 10 and 1 hour for your HTML. So HTML will cover everything, and then we are going to cover CSS a lot, but not everything. And CSS we generally have 5-hour long classes on the channel. So recently 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚 conducted a 5-hour long CSS class, and they are not like continuous 5-hour long. Every day 1 hour. So it is like Monday to Friday 1 hour at around sometime we do some of our classes at 3 p.m. IST. Some of the classes are at 8:30 p.m. IST. So that are our 2 of the slots in which we do the classes. So 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚 is there and I am there. We conduct these classes. So CSS we conduct everything. Then we have JavaScript classes also on our channel, and then we have something known as React.js also. So that what is React.js? So first half an hour I'm going to tell you what it is required to be a web app developer. A lot of you might be not from an IT background, or a lot of you might be from an IT background but don't know what to do and all. And trust me, I'm the right person. And because I've spent 16 years in the industry, in fact I'm just coming from Hyderabad. I had the corporate training for a 1 week physical training. I'm a corporate trainer also. I'm a full-time trainer, corporate trainer. I have my physical batches. Yeah, we have paid batches also. Maybe I can tell a bit about them at the end of the class. And one more thing, this is a certification course. This, if you attend, we are going to give you, as promised, we are going to give you 2 attendance links, okay, through Google form. And if you're going to fill both of those, you're going to get a nice certificate and a nice shout out from us on LinkedIn. So why on LinkedIn and all those things I'm going to tell. Okay, so that is there. So let me tell a bit about me. And we are going to start at around 3:30 p.m. with our HTML. Before that, let me tell you all what it is required to be a web app developer. What are the languages which you need to learn and all those things. Okay, so I just was in Hyderabad morning only. My flight was there. I came back from Hyderabad in the morning only because I was giving a training there for a big 10,000 plus company. I was there at that Cyberabad and high tech city. I was there in the high tech city, so I had to give a training there. And I generally I do a lot of corporate training, and I have other teachers also at TWD channel. Beside me, 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚 is there, and he supports me on the channel. He does half of the thing, and I do half of the thing because I am generally pretty much occupied with a lot of other things are also there. Okay, so that is there. And trust me, means it is not like I was okay. So let me share my screen about me a bit. So this is about me. So I am helping people become a web app developer, and this is also going live on LinkedIn. But please, if you're watching on LinkedIn, please do come here and watch on YouTube. It helps the channel grow. And I'm a corporate trainer, full-time corporate trainer. I have my trainings are booked for 1 or 2 months in advance. Okay, so I'm a tech YouTuber, which you are seeing there. I'm an author also. I have 5 books published from top publisher. My last job was as an associate architect in Innominds. Associate architect is the top of the technical thing which you can go. It's not architects are the top of the technical ladder which you can go, and after that there is a CTO job. Okay, so maybe one ladder below. Okay, so at the prime of my career I resigned because I wanted to start my training company, because that is what my passion was. I was doing a part-time training for a long time, but I wanted to be a full-time trainer, corporate trainer, normal trainer, because I have my own trainings also. We do a lot on YouTube because we do almost everything on YouTube. Okay, so that is there. And we have our own own courses also, like live courses. We have some other plans are also. This is me. September 2021 I started full-time, and started from my hometown in Bhopal. Just now I'm sitting at my hometown in Bhopal. Previous week I was in Hyderabad. Last week of this month also I will be in Hyderabad. Then after that, the 1 month I will be in Bangalore. taking corporate trainings, of course. Okay, so that is there. And YouTuber. So this was my last job, which is as an associate architect, and I have worked in almost all big companies, from InnoMinds to IBM to Oracle to JP Morgan. Those who know, JP Morgan is the biggest bank in the US. It runs US basically. Like there are 4 banks which runs the US. US is a capitalist country. So why it is called capitalist country? Because there are 4 or 5 banks are there which runs the US. JP Morgan is one of them. So started my career in 2014. So I have a 16 years long career. Right now also I am in IT because I am a corporate trainer and I am a trainer. So I have to keep myself more updated than the normal people who are out there, because I have to keep updated with all the things which the client also demands, all the things which nowadays in the industry it is there. So I am the person who knows what is there in the industry. So if you ask someone else from who's from non-IT background, you ask the college professors, they won't be able to tell you what is required in the industry. Right now I taught around 20 freshers, so I know what I have to, what the projects are there in the company, what the projects are there. Okay, so next month also I'm going to teach around 50 freshers. So the company have the project, so they know what so they asked me to teach on that thing, so I can tell you what are the things which are required in the market. Okay, and I have my own company. I have my own company known as TWD. Okay, so TWD is there, means we are web development and training company. Mainly we are a training company, but I also need React.js developer. I also do some service based stuff. I also have a React.js developer. So those things are there. Okay, and one more thing, this will be the attendance form which will be given. There will be 2 attendance form. One is this and one is this. One will be given at around 3:30 p.m. and then we'll start with HTML, and you have to fill your email. You have to give your name. You have to give your role. You have to give your LinkedIn profile. If you have LinkedIn profile, then you will have to give. Okay, so then only you have to give. And LinkedIn profile is very much required. Certificate, yeah, it's a certification fill form. So this is the first form, which will be given at 3:30 p.m. and this will be given towards the end, towards the end of the class, man. 5:30, 5:45, around that time it will be given. It's the second one, and I will give you. And if you have a LinkedIn profile, please give your LinkedIn profile, because LinkedIn profile is very much required in today's world. If you don't have, please don't worry. Just write you don't have LinkedIn profile, but put your correct email and name, because the certificate will be by that name and it will come to your email address by tomorrow. It will come, not today, because we get a lot of people who attend these things and we have to give all them certificate. We don't have a automated process. It's a manual task which we have to do by hand. So not hand like we don't have handwrite it, but we have to do it through some software. So that is there, so it takes time. Okay, so that is there. And as I've told earlier, I'm going to tell about the 3 secrets to get into the IT industry. Get yourself a job in the IT, and then we are going to learn all this. It is not only like me telling. It's a workshop. It's not a webinar. It's a workshop. So we are going to learn also things here. Okay, so you can, so a lot of people are from non-IT background, so they can see how easy IT is, so they can decide, okay, I can come into IT. Then the further steps we can tell, what are the further steps which you can take. Okay, so okay, before this also I want to tell one more thing. What is this web development, and why web development, what you need to learn to get into IT. So the thing is that what you need to learn is HTML, CSS, JavaScript. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all these 3 things are required. In fact, right now in Hyderabad I did a training for freshers for HTML, CSS, JavaScript and React. So actually 90% of the jobs today in the IT industry, India is the biggest IT industry. Okay, not only service-based companies are there, startups are there, product are there. Everybody should go to Hyderabad and Bangalore once and see how big the IT industry is. If you're not from Hyderabad and Bangalore, please go there and you yourself will see they are the biggest IT cities in the India, like Bangalore followed by Hyderabad. Okay, go to them and then you can see the vastness of IT, how vast IT is, how all those things are. Okay, so those things you have to see it yourself, because how India is an IT superpower. And everywhere nowadays the 90% jobs are in React.js, and 10% jobs are in Angular. There is another thing which is there in Angular, but for everything anything means you need to know this HTML, CSS and JavaScript. These 3 things you need to know: HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and then only you can go to React.js. React.js is a JavaScript library. Okay, React.js is a JavaScript library, and trust me, if you know all this four things, you will get a job. You don't have to see here and there, nothing else. Okay, if something you want to learn after React.js, you should learn. There are some other things also, because a lot of corporate ask me that for their senior employees. Okay, but as a fresher, if you want to go in, so don't think about like the Next.js, GraphQL, TypeScript, Node.js, or all those things. Don't try to be a full stack developer. Full stack developer, again, a myth. There are not much jobs for full stack developers. Why? Because even it's a 10 people company, the backend team will be different and the front end team will be different. So you need only these four things: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React.js to get into the industry. You have these four things, you'll get in the industry. And we teach all four things: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. We have 5 week, 5 day long CSS class, 5 day long JavaScript class, and 5 day long React.js class. On this channel, every month we repeat this thing. Sometimes we might miss, but every month we repeat this thing as CSS, JavaScript, and React.js. CSS is basically nowadays taken by Mosam. JavaScript and React.js are taken by me. Okay, so those are there. So a lot of people know HTML and CSS, but when they go to JavaScript, they find it difficult. Trust me, it is not difficult. You have to learn a lot of projects, and even if you do 10 projects in JavaScript, it is more than enough. Okay, then you go to React.js, which is much more easier than JavaScript. Okay, yeah, it is free. It is free. So you can go to our channel, and previous week only, Mosam actually took if you go to our channel previous week. So if you go to a channel, means we have free thing also, we have paid thing also. So see, we take this continuous. If you see our channel, we take this continuous CSS beginners to advanced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then JavaScript projects, Mosam took a lot. Then we have everything. We were doing some interview questions earlier, JavaScript beginners to advanced, and all the things we have. Sometimes we have English classes also. Okay, so a lot of things we have. Okay, so React.js and everything we have. We have a lot of projects also. So you can go to the channel, browse the channel, you'll find everything. So attendance will not be given so soon. Okay. I think okay. So all these free things we can get. So there were some disturbance which is gone now. Okay, so now I want to tell the 3 secrets to become a web app developer. A lot of you are from non-IT background. I know a lot of you from engineering colleges and all those things. You are there. So what are the 3 secrets to become a thing? And if you follow the 3 secrets, you don't even have to ask for a job. Job will come to you. Okay. Okay. So it's like the first thing is that. So there are 2 things. If you want to just struggle, you can struggle. But if you follow these 3 things, as I've told you, you don't have to ask for a job will come to you. First thing is that you have to do a networking, a lot of networking, and professional networking means LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook group. This all places you have to do. Mainly LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a top site. I know a lot of people don't have their LinkedIn profile. And LinkedIn is a very important thing for professional people. That is where they showcase who they are. That is where they showcase their projects. If you come here to my LinkedIn profile, and I have 21,335 connections, and I am an influencer in it, LinkedIn. So I'm not just become like this. Means I have to work a lot hard on it. Means nowadays, see, you have to project it. If you learn something, I don't know how. What do you know? You have to proj- you have to do that thing. You have to tell people that you are learning. You have to learning those projects and all. So like I'll tell how you will tell means. Mm, okay. So like this, one of my student, you have to you have to have a good profile, that aspiring front-end developer. I don't know who you are. You are aspiring front-end developer. Okay, then you have to do a, if I go to show all activities, then you have to post the projects. You have to post these projects there. Okay, so post these projects, all this. So this guy created such a nice project, WhatsApp clone he have created. Okay, and That's all. AWE awesome at Ankit Chaitri. Keep up the good work. Okay, he's doing a lot nowadays. Okay, so and he was telling me he was getting a lot of opportunities. Okay, connect with me for internship. I'm just giving him a job because people like this I cannot also leave. I'm just giving him a job on live. I'm giving him a job, so I just gave him a job. This is how people get job. I'm giving him an internship right now. At this moment, I'm giving him an internship because I cannot lose guys like this who created such crazy projects in React. I cannot lose them. I just gave him a job. So this is how people get job. I just gave him a job. Okay, so he will be my next intern, and you'll soon hear about him that he's going to work on. We have some very big projects also. So just gave him a job. People get job like this. He's doing this for a long time. I am watching him for a long time. Means he's doing this projects he's doing. So and he was telling me, sir, that I was getting offer from a lot of people. I don't want to lose him, so I gave him a job. As simple as that. This is how you get a job. You do networking, you showcase your project, you get a job. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so this is how you get job. Okay, so that is there, and these are known as networking. So this is something which you have to do. You have to, whatever projects you do, you have to showcase them on LinkedIn, you have to showcase them on Twitter, you have to go to Instagram and follow the developers, not some models and all those things. You have to go to Facebook groups. You have to go to Facebook groups for there are a lot of freelancing jobs available on Facebook groups. Someone want to have some site in React and on, and trust me, React is one of the top thing out there. All the things which you're seeing here, see this application which I'm making, all the jobs in Bangalore, Hyderabad, any other metros are in React.js only, because all these things which you are seeing nowadays, it's the age of web app. LinkedIn is a web app. It is not a website. It is made with something known as something in the front end known as React.js. React.js is a library. All of you might have heard about it. So all these complicated things which you do on a website like this is a web app, not a website, because I can do this thing. If you log in into some site, it is not a website. It's a web app, because you can log into that site your data is stored somewhere, and that is something we also teach. That is something it is there on our channel also. All these clones and all those things are there on the channel, and not that much easy. It takes time to learn. Like you have to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript and React, and you have to do a networking a lot, and then you have to take daily action. It is not like that it is very much easy and you'll get a job like this in the highest paying field in the world. It is the highest paying field. A 1 year React.js developer, means who have a 1 year of experience, they get paid around 10 lakh rupees. It is not like that. Yesterday only, means I was telling someone. Okay, so I don't know, means someone pinged me, and they were asking me for a React.js developer. I don't know, sorry, buddy. Even I don't have React.js developer. I need React.js developer. One of my client is asking me for React.js developer. I don't have React.js developer, and you are asking me 1 year experience React.js developer. I don't have. Okay, so you have to tell people like that, because you will be picked up like hotcakes if you know React.js. And you have to do daily action. It is not like it is such a piece of cake. Like, it is not. If you're from non-IT background, then definitely you have to code for 2 hours. It is not like that. You can become a developer like that. You have to code. You have to code a lot. Code for 2 hours minimum. You have to do some challenges. What are these challenges? There are some challenges known as 100 days of code challenge, which is a very tough challenge, because mm, you have to code continuously for 100 days. So it is very tough challenge. Continuous for 100 days. Some of my students also take part into that. I think someone recently took. Uh, told- mm, some of my students recently took, because they take my advice and go into this challenge 100 days of code challenge. Okay, so 100 days of code challenge. What is this 100 days of code challenge? It is one of the toughest coding challenge, because you have to code daily for 2 hours and put something substantial on the internet. On the mainly this hashtag is a Twitter hashtag, and it is by an American company, means American person who started this challenge, and it's become very popular. Actually, if you complete this thing, it is like surety that you'll get a job. Okay, that is that 100 days of code. Okay, so this is the And now it's time, means hope you all have seen this thing. Okay, so hope you all understood what I'm telling, and you will embark on the journey. If you all need some playlist and all, and I'll tell, we have that on our channel also. But if you even need a playlist, it is not like only learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript and React will be done. You have to create projects also. You have to create a bit of projects also. Like this guy has created a project, and trust me, it took him around 6 months, 6 months to do all this thing. It's not like one day suddenly he's making this cool React.js projects. No, it is not like that. You will not understand a single thing. Okay, so HTML, CSS, JavaScript and React.js, you have to do like that. Okay, so that is there. And let me give the first attendance sheet here. Please mark your first attendance here. Now it's time to start with HTML, because it's time to teach you all. So HTML. So HTML, what do we need to do HTML? So first, as I told, HTML give the structure of a site. So you need to know HTML. And okay, so it's there. So HTML earlier people used to do it on, means anywhere, like Notepad plus Notepad, if you have knowledge, like 10 years back. Okay, but now you have to do HTML and all the front end development, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript projects, or React.js projects, or Angular projects, even React Native projects also. Sometimes you have to do all of them on VS Code. Okay, so VS Code is a lightweight editor. Even some of my students have 4 GB of RAM in their Windows i3 4th generation, and it is working quite okay with that. So you have to go here and do a VS Code, not seed, VS Code you have to do. And this VS Code is this, and you have to download it, and uh, download it and install it again. And I'm getting for Mac, but I have a Windows also. And recently some of the person on the YouTube, they were asking me that, okay, so we are not able to do a lot of downloads and all. And so I took a new Windows laptop. In that I have shown all the installations. If you find it difficult, maybe you can see that video that is there on a channel, and I do it in the night, like all the Windows. And even I did a GitHub setup there. So a lot of students were asking for GitHub setup. GitHub is the place where you store your projects. Okay, if you are quite new in IT, don't worry about it. It is something like you don't store your code on your computer. So what will happen? See, I recently was having a Mac, so I sold it. So if my project was only there on the Mac and I forgot to take a backup on a pen drive or somewhere, my project is gone. So people don't do like that. People have a something in the cloud, like they save the code there. That is known as GitHub. In a simple term, that is there. GitHub is that. So that's why you need a GitHub, so that your code is there. Code actually is very small thing. It doesn't take much of a means space. In fact, GitHub only gives us 2 GB of space for free, and I have like thousands of repositories on GitHub, and it doesn't happen anything. It is there. Okay, so that is there. So you have to download it, and once you download it, you will get a VS Code. Where is my VS Code? Okay, you'll get something. Okay, something. One sec. Okay, you'll get a VS Code like this. This is a VS Code. It will open. Now what we need to do here, so to make it a space. Okay, so now you have to write HTML code here. So how to write the HTML code here? So here I will do like in the Finder, I will create a new folder, HTML Basics. Make this new folder HTML Basics. I'll create, and then so VS Code first time you'll open, it will open like this. Then I'll click it and I will drag it and put it here. So drag it and put it here, just dragging it and putting it here, just dragging it and putting it here. You have to do it like this. And dragging, I think dragging it easy, like you have to press the mouse left key and then you have to drag it there. Okay. So HTML basics I've written. Now I'll create a file, new file. So new file I will create. I'll go here in the new file, I'll do and write it index.html, index.html, like this I'll write. Okay. So why index.html? Why not index dot something else? Because every file has some thing associated with it, like JPG. Ah, sorry, some technical errors, some just like some error was there. Okay, some error was there. Sorry for that. So I don't know. Suddenly the stream has gone away, and now I'm back. So I didn't took anything. So I'm just starting now. So this HTML I have put it here, and this index.html is there. So we'll do the code here. Okay, so index.html. Now what I'm going to click here. So this explorer is down. Okay, so hope everyone is able to see now. Okay, so that is there. So in this index.html we'll code, and we code in VS Code for a reason, because it comes with a lot of features. Like what features? Let us see. Like the feature that if I do a not, there is certain skeleton associated with HTML. If I do not and do a tab here, then it will create me all the they create me for 1 sec. Okay, screen is not visible. I think it is it will be visible in some time. It will be visible in some time. It was suddenly the internet connection has gone away, and it came back. The internet connection came back. So hope it is visible now. Okay, so hope it is visible now. Hope it is visible now, because I think it has started again. Okay, so because I'm seeing on other channel, it was blacked out for 1 minute actually. So there was some issue with suddenly with the streaming software. There was some issue. Okay, so I think it is available again. So yeah, so we are here. So what I again did, so let me take again. I did a not, and then I press the tab, not and tab. So it gives me something known as your skeleton, HTML skeleton. It will give me. So what is this HTML skeleton and why it is required? So if I don't do it with VS Code, I have to write it manually. The skeleton I have to write it manually. I don't want to write the skeleton manually, so I've written it like this. And so the first thing is here, it is written like this, doc type HTML. So I'll go through it. What does this means? So first thing, HTML tags are all like this, greater than, lesser than sign, and most of them have ending, but some of them have not ending. Like this doc type HTML doesn't have any ending. So this doc type HTML is there. It means that this is HTML version 5. HTML version 5. HTML has a different version. HTML was released in 1993, and in 2023 it will be 30 years of HTML. Okay, so recently I saw an article also 30 years of HTML. Okay, So that is there. And Dr. HTML tells that it is HTML version 5, which was released in 2015 by by a committee known as W3C committee. Then the next thing, it is written that HTML language English, so language is English. And this HTML is like HTML tag is there, like HTML is starting and HTML is ending. So as I've told, most of the tags starts and ends. So this is starting and ending. This is starting and ending like this HTML tag. Then I have a head. I have a head and a body. So HTML tag have two things. One is the head, one is the body. Head is mainly the part which you see like this Visual Studio Code and all, which you are seeing here. That is a head tag. Okay. And then there is a body is there. Body is the main thing in which we will write our code. So head tag, right now you're seeing two things, like one is this, a lot of meta is there, and then is something known as title. We don't have to worry much about the meta tag. Why don't we have to worry about the meta tag? Because meta tag is something which is used by Google and which is used by digital marketers. You heard it right, digital marketers. And that is not development. Digital marketers, in your company, the digital marketer will look into the meta tag, because this is something to do with the SEO, search engine optimization, which is not a developer task. What is search engine optimization? In meta tag, you can give something known as a keyword. Suppose okay, so let us write some meta word for, let us think about some meta word for this Visual Studio Code, which is by Microsoft. Okay, so if I write some keyword for this, so whatever, I'm not a marketer, just let me think about it. I will write free editing tool. Okay, then I'll write a comma, so you can give a lot. Okay. Okay. And free themes, free word works a lot. Free, you're also have a free. So free things works a lot. Free visual editor, comma. I will do a lot of things. So Microsoft SEO people might have done a lot of things, so they might have put a lot of things here. So that's why it is so popular. So those things are there. Those things comes in the meta tag. You have to give the keyword, not a developer's task, mainly SEO, mainly a digital marketer task. Then this title is there. This title, we write whatever you're seeing here, we write it here. Although we're going to soon see our own. So this I will write, suppose I will write the HTML basics. I write HTML basics. Yeah. And then in the body, I will come and body is the main thing. So you'll soon see that HTML basics I have written. It will come here. And in the body, what I will write, body are the main thing. And we'll write about tags. HTML is all about learning about different tags. So I write a H1 and I write a HTML crash course. I will write crash course I will write. Okay. And then we are soon going to see about all the tags. HTML is all about learning about different tags. Then I'll write a P, and P is a paragraph tag. See, every tag you're seeing in HTML, it is starting and ending. Most of the tags are starting and ending. So you can learn a lot of tags. Even you can spend six months in learning HTML tag. But we don't suggest spending more than 3-4 days to learn HTML. It doesn't take more than that. Okay, if you're doing that, you are wasting your time. You have to learn CSS instead of that. Okay, so that is there. And now and P is paragraph tag. So I will take some data from here and post it here, because I don't have something. So I'll save it. Now where to see this thing which I have just written, like this title, H1 and P. So you have to go here in the HTML basics. So you go here and see that there is something known as integer HTML. I can see it here. If I double click on it, it will open on the default browser, which is for me in my Mac. It is like Safari. I don't want to open it in a Safari, so right click and open it with the Chrome, because the Chrome is working. And see this is what it has been shown. Okay, so see, this is your first HTML site. See, HTML basics I have written. HTML basics has been shown here. HTML crash course is been shown here. Then VS Code with deep remote and all these things, this is shown as a paragraph. This is the paragraph. So we are going to learn about both of this thing now. Means HTML is all about learning about these things. But before moving forward, we're not going to run it from here. Why we are not going to run it from here? Because it is not how the developers, how we developers. So what we are going to do, we are going to, and because of these reasons only we are using VS Code. In VS Code, what we have in VS Code, we have something known as a small plugins. Small plugins are there. So it is there, and I will come here, and here I'll do and go, and I'll write here live, and live server I'll write, and live server I'll write. See, now what will happen, this is extension which is like, in VS Code there are a lot of extension which a developer writes for free, and sometimes these free things become very big, and so the developer become very popular, like this Ritwik Day. He's like this thing is like very popular, so you might have become very popular, and you might get a lot of opportunities. So these are all free things which are attached to the VS Code. So you go to this live server, searching in this, and then you have to install it. Like it will give some installation and all those things it will give. Okay, so that will be done, and you install it. And for me, I'm not going to install it because it is showing disable. So when you do it, is what is the benefit of it? The benefit of it is like, if I go here in right click and right here, open with live server. Okay, so anyways, it will open in here. I don't want to open it here. So it will open in a something, or it is opening in some local host thing. You don't have to understand much about it, and it is also showing me the server is started at this thing. So what is the benefit of this server is started and this thing? So if I come here and do a p, and if I okay, and one more thing, I don't have a text every time ready. I don't have like this VS Code. I don't know what is a text. So what I will do, I will write a dummy text, not any dummy text I can write. So there is something known as Lorem Ipsum, very popular dummy text. This is also known as there are some Lorem Ipsum generators also. So what is this Lorem Ipsum? Lorem Ipsum is a very old text, actually 200 years old. When there was printing press, the Lorem Ipsum was used initially in those days to put means to see if the newspaper, the print is coming right or not before the final print. So it is from those days and taken to the internet also. So there are a lot of Lorem Ipsum generators like this. Okay, so this is there. But the thing is that if I come here and do a LOREM Lorem and do a tab, so VS Code comes inbuilt with Lorem Ipsum generator. So if I do a tab like this, so it will be like this, it will done, and I will save it. Okay, so it gave me a dummy text, a popular dummy text known as Lorem Ipsum. So see, if I now go here, I didn't actually did anything. It automatically got refreshed and the new text has been shown. But if I go back here, when where I was manually opened it, you see it is not the new thing is not been shown. So I have to refresh it, and it has been shown like this. Okay, so that is there. So okay, I wasn't typing anything. So why do you want to see what I'm typing? Okay, so that is there, and so it is there. So it is shown like this. Okay, so I have to refresh it manually. So that is there, and okay, I was not writing anything there. Okay, so I think my image is there. So anyways, I'm not going to write anything there. So that is there, and this we are going to use this thing in your live server. Why we are going to use the live server? It get auto refresh whenever you do something in the code. It get auto refresh. So we are going to do this live server from now. So next, we are going to learn about the different tags in HTML. So HTML is all about learning different tags. So this h1 is there, and this h1, then I will come here and do a h2, h3, h4, h5, and h6, and save it. See, it is live, it is coming h1 to h6, it is live coming. So as you can see, so h1 is a group of 6 tags, and not h1, heading tags. These are known as heading tags, h1 to h6, and they are of different sizes. And you might have seen this in all the website, like you take a main header and then you take a subheader. So these are there. Mostly we use from h1 to h4, h5 and h6 are very small. So this is a heading tag. So similar to this, we have already seen what is paragraph tag. This is paragraph tag. We have given 2 paragraph tag. So this is there. Now, okay, before moving forward, we are going to see is we can also write some comment in every HTML document or any kind of programming language. Commenting are not for the end user. Like this is the end user which who will see, and this is what we are going to see. Okay, so I'll go come here and do a heading tag, and like I'll do here, and I'll write a paragraph tag like this, and I'll select it all and do a control backslash. So this will be like this, and paragraph tag also a control backslash. So I'll do these 2 things, and I will save it. I'll save it and see now what will come if I saved it. So nothing is been shown here. So why I have written here, these are known as comment. These are for a developer. In bigger project you have to write some meaningful comments, so that if you come back to it after maybe 3 or 4 months, you're going to know what is it there for you or for your fellow developers. So these comments are there. So this is the heading tag. And one more thing, there are 2 kind of tags. One is this block level element, one is this inline element. So what are these block level element? So this block level element means okay, so this block level element means everything is coming in its own line. See, like HTML, this h1, then there is a h1 is coming in its own line, h2 is coming in its own line, h3, h4, h5, h6, everything is coming in its own line. So they are known as block level elements, because even if there is a lot of space here, it will take the next line. Then this is the next thing is known as this is also a block level element, because see, there was a lot of space here, but it has gone to the next line. So h1, h2, heading tags, paragraph tags are all block level elements. We have some inline elements also, but most of the tags are block level element. So let us go to the next tag, which is known as a link tag or an anchor tag. So I'll write links tag, links tag. Here I'll go and do an anchor tag, and here I will do this href, and here I'll put this href like this, and then I'll do here, right, learn web dev, learn web dev. So anchor tag have some attribute known as href. What is this href? And href is a, see, it has been shown here. Href is a link in which you will go learn web dev I've written, and this link tag all of you might have seen. This is there in almost every website. So first thing is that it is generally, it will be in the blue color. It is in blue color. It is for me it is showing in purple color, because if you visit a site, it will show it in purple color. If you not visit a site, it will show in the blue color. Okay, I visited this site many times. This is my site. Okay, so then what you have to do, you have to go here, and you have to see my this is changing to a hand, pointer is changing to a hand. So now I will click here, and it will take to this website, this website it will take. Okay, so this will take, and see, this is taking here. So but there is a problem here. The problem is there, if I'm clicking here, it is taking to the opening in the same tab. It is not a good thing to open it in the same tag. Okay, so we should never open it in the same tag. So why we should do it like this? Why we should do it like this? Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is there. So why opening in a same tab, it is not a good thing. If you go to some site like YouTube or LinkedIn or else, you click on a comment, you'll always see that comment is opening in a new tab, not in the same tab, because nobody wants to take you away from their site. Suppose in the LinkedIn, I have put some comment. In that comment, I have some YouTube thing. So if I click on LinkedIn in that, and if the YouTube thing opens in the same page, it will be a bad business for LinkedIn. All these things are free to you, like LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, all these things are free. Why they are free? Because they earn from the your viewership, they earn from the advertisement and all. So if you're going away from LinkedIn, you're taking the money from them, okay, and taking it to YouTube if it is open in the same tab. Most of the time what happens, people have hundreds of tags and people have very little attention span. So if it goes away from the site, it is very difficult to come back. So there is something in programming which every big site and every even you should do. It is like that if you click on some link, it should open it in a new tab, not in the same tab. So here what I'm going to do, I'll do, and which one I'll do. Okay, let me give my LinkedIn. And if you're not connected with me on LinkedIn, please do connect with me on LinkedIn. Keep posting a lot of this thing, okay, there, and please do connect on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, I'll give here my LinkedIn profile, and then with this code will be there also on the description. Then I'll do a target equal to underscore blank. Target equal to underscore blank. I'm going to give. So what is this underscore blank? Underscore blank means you have to open it in a new tab. So this is like a keyword. Now I'll do my LinkedIn profile. I'll write and save it. So I'll have this thing. And if I click here, so it is opening in a different tab, not in the same tab. But if you click here, it is opening in the same tab, which is a bad thing. So we should always give this target equal blank. And there is one more thing here. See this anchor tag, both of the anchor tag after each other. What does that mean? This means that this is a inline element. This is a inline element, not a block level element like h1 to h6 and then this paragraph tag. It is not like that. So this is there. Now HTML is all about different tags. So the next tag which we are going to do is the lists tag. This tag I'll do. So there are two types of lists in HTML. One is like the, if I do UL unordered list, and one is the ordered list. Unordered list is given by UL, and here I'll do li. I'll do a item 1, so 5, and ordered list like this 5 is there, and now I'll save it. Okay, unordered list and ordered list we have. So what is this? Unordered list means unordered list. You'll see this unordered list is actually much more popular. You'll see this dot 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 here. Ordered list means you'll see this number 1 2 3 4 5. You'll see these numbers, and if I save it and paste it again, and I make it 6, so one more will be added here, and there it will be number. So this is like a ordered list and unordered list. So the next thing which we are going to learn is the table tags. Okay, table tags we are going to learn. Table tags, and it's a group of a lot of tags. You don't have to by heart all the tags in table tags, because it is one of the least used tags which I have right now. So all the tags which I'm telling, they're very important. You don't have to learn everything, each and everything you should learn, but yeah, you should learn this much. Okay, so then I'll do a table here, and then it is inside this table is there, and then inside this table I have something known as a head, and I have something known as a T body. T head and T body I have. In this T head, I will have a TR, and then inside this TR I will have a TH, okay. So you have to change your setting, Vijayasri. you have to change your setting. You have to change your setting. So someone is telling on the chat they are not able to visit. Yeah. So yeah, I think Awesome will tell you what to do. And the settings, YouTube by default it is not. It gives you very low setting. So then you're not able to say, you have to, that is, there is a problem for your side, not from our side. We are streaming at 720p, one of the highest which is possible. Okay. So a lot of people don't know this thing, that that's not YouTube only try to save your mobile data. So to try to save your mobile data, it's generally set the quality at 144p, which is really bad to, which is good to see movies and all, but it is really bad to see everything. So okay, so that is there. Okay, so now I'll do a tr, and then inside this tr I'll have a th, and your name, mm, age, mail, like this is there. Okay, so then in the t body also I will have a tr, but this is known as a td, table data here. Okay, and as you might have guessed, table, all of you might have seen the table. So guys, it's not like that you have not seen the tables. Tables are always there, is whether it's an excel table or something. Okay, then td, and here I'll write age, and then ed, and write email. So I've written everything, and see the table is coming. Although with HTML nothing is shown that good, we are going to actually Masam is going to take CSS next, and CSS you see how we beautify things. So as you might have seen in table, I have this table head. In this table head, I have table row. Table header is like it's a bit of bold, and again I in the table body I have table row, but table data. So I can have a lot of data here, but it will be not like bold. So this is how this is done. So this is there. Now we are going to learn about the most important tag in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, everything. This tag is the group of these tags are very important, and they are known as form tags. Why they are very important? Because form tags are used to take the data from the user and submit it somewhere, and they are very important in web apps, which we are learning, which you should learn. You should learn to do web app, not websites. Websites are like static things. Okay, they generally don't have a lot of forms. Maybe a contact form is there, but forms are like in Facebook. You'll go first time you have to register, so that is a form in which they are taking your data, and then they will take the data, store it in the Facebook database in the US. Then you log into Facebook, it will do that. Then you post in Facebook, you have to post in Facebook. That is also through a form they take. Okay, so form is, it's a coding thing which you have to take. So before looking into form, but we have come a bit down here. So what I need to do, here I have to, well, learn about two other tags. One is the HR tag, horizontal rule, and one is the BR tag, break row. Okay, so then we'll have a form tag. Here I'll have a form, don't need this action. So everything will be wrapped in a form. So then form tags is a group of a lot of different tags. So like a table tag also have a lot of things inside it. So did I saved it? No, I didn't save it. Okay, so this br and hr. So br gives some space and hr give a horizontal rule. So because I want to have something like a br and hr, and inside this only I'll have form. Even I'll put it here, br and hr, and it will be shown like this. Okay, then I have this form is there. Inside this form we are going to see different things. So first thing which we are going to see is, for every form you should have a form got different elements, like there will be name, email, password, and all those things. So I'll have this label. for is something which you have to give. We'll give something like name, and here I'll give a name, and then I'll have a input type text name equal to name and id equal to name. I have similar to this. I'll have a for type is age. This will be number, age. Okay. So these are the things we have. I'll have. If I save it, so let us first see. Then I will tell what each of these things is. So name. So name is coming here. Then this in the input type text, it is the text box. See, the same text box you might have seen in everywhere, like from Facebook to LinkedIn when you are registering. So name will be there, and in this I can write anything like my name and the age. The second thing is the again age is coming. Input type number. Number means it will be a number. In this you can type the number only, and that thing is that you can also increase the number with this thing. So this thing comes into picture, this number. Now let us understand what does this all these things means. See, what is label, what is input? See, input is the main thing which will give us this type of a content in which you can type. Label is something which I am giving the means text. I'm giving the text, but it has got a special meaning. The label and input, they're always connected. They are like a pair. Label and input are pairs. So this is one pair. This is one pair. This is one pair and this is one pair. And then there is a for is there and a id is there. For is there and id is there. So what is this for and id? So for and id is what make them a pair. So this is age here, id is also. For is name, id is name. So this is what make them a pair. So that is how they are identified. And then there is a name equal to name you're seeing and name equal to age you're seeing. I could have kept some other name, but generally people keep it the names. I could have given it like named, and I could have given it like age to differentiate it from this foreign id, but it is not required and we should not do like this. Okay, so this name parameter is something which is very important for the backend. See, all of the data here will go to the backend. Although we are not going to learn backend programming right now, it is very advanced stuff. Although we teach that on the channel. So name and age is like this. So it is for the backend, and we want to soon see how it is sent to the backend. Not how, we are not going to learn backend programming, but in a way it differentiate it. Like in the backend, when it will go like name equal to whatever the user have typed, age equal to whatever the user. Okay, in this case, see, I have written like this. So name equal to Navendu will go to the backend, name equal to 40 will go to the backend. So this will be like this. So that is there. Now the other thing is that if you go to some Facebook or some other site, you might see that all these things comes in its own line. Like name is there, and the name will come in its own line, age will come in its own line. But we are seeing this all in the same line. Why? Because everything here is a inline element. So inline element, everything is inline element. Label, input, everything is inline. So everything is coming in one line. So to make it come in different line, we have to change it to a block level element. But we know right now know HTML only, and later on Mosam is going to tell you, or CS, in that there is a way to change a block level element to an inline element, but here we don't have that way. Okay, and Mosam previous week he took a CSS beginners to advanced class. If you go to our channel, you can see that thing. Okay, so that is there. So what we're going to do, we're going to do another thing. There is something known as div in HTML. Div is a block level element. You're going to see it in almost every HTML code. People using div to create something like a section or something. Okay, to group something. So div is a block level element. So if I go here and if I can make it here on the top. So like this I'll do, and then again I'll do a div here and bring it here like this and save it. Now see, it is both of these things are coming in a different line because div by itself is a block level element. So the next thing also which I can do is like I can have a, I need some more gap between the name and the age. Why I need a bit more gap? Because they're very close to each other, and I'm not liking it. I could put another div, but it's better to put a br. So I'll put a br and I'll save it, and it will have some more gap. So like this, we're going to do everything inside this. So form tag doesn't answer. Form is one of the major tags. So it has got a lot of things. Lot of means lot of things. So, and in fact, in HTML version 5, there are a lot more things which were added. I'll give a link. You can go through that link at the end. So now the next thing which we are going to learn is a. But let me first do this thing, and it is a text area. So I'll do a label, and for this, and it will be message, and message is there. Then text area will be there. Name and id is a call, and rows I don't need for a small application. So name again will be like message, and id will be like this message. So what is this name and id? What is this text and name and id? We know what is this. For and id are same, and my name is there. Text areas are nothing but a multi-line input type text. So here I can write this is text, but in the input box you cannot write like this. So this is known as text area, very popular thing. And in Facebook you go, there is a post thing is there. LinkedIn you go, there is a post thing is there. Everyone have a post thing. That is actually a text area, although they make it much more beautiful with your CSS. Okay, but it is like this. Okay, so this is there, and then I will have another BR. Okay, and then I will have a div, and here I'll have a label will be there, and it will be color and favorite color. Now we are going to see a drop down, which are again very popular drop down we are going to see, and then we'll have a select, and select will also have the name of color and id of color it will have. Then inside this we'll have a option of value is red, and it is red, maybe red color. So then this will be green and green color, yellow and yellow color. I'll save it. So see, this drop down has come, and you can select anything here. So very popular drop down, all of you might have seen in Amazon. In the home page you go, and the electronics and all you can select. So that is there. And again here one more thing is important. This value is something which will go to the backend. We're going to see this red color will not go in the backend. Whatever we write in the value, it goes like, okay, we're going to see that thing. So now we have some more things here. So two more important things in a form. Okay, so one of them is known as a checkbox, which you always see in Amazon. Also, you go in Amazon, you might be seeing, you select computers. Then actually my Amazon site is very slow. I can try it, but let's try it once. Okay, so what is a drop down? This is a drop down. See, this is a drop down. So this is a drop down, and maybe I'll go here. Where is the computer? Okay, computer and accessories. I'll go computer and accessories. Okay, this is not working actually. My system is, and now I'm live streaming. It takes a lot of data. My system is not slow, but it takes a lot of data. So you might be seeing some check boxes there. So if you select some computer, you can see some check boxes like a Lenovo is there, or some HP is there. You can select one of them or all of them. So that is a checkbox, a very popular thing. Even in multiple question answer, you have these checkboxes, a must in a form. So here we'll go, and in this div, I will do a br here, and then I'll do a div here, and div here, and then I'll do a so what do you own? I'll have this, and then I'll have a input type check box, and name is vehicle 1. Then value equal to bike, and we'll have id also equal to bike, and we'll have a label. See, we can have a label after also, and I have a bike here and I'll have a bike here. Now I'll have a vehicle to car, 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 car. Save it. So now if you see, I have this check boxes, two check boxes. I have bike and car. So if I click here, I can select one or I can select both of them. So this is like this. And one thing to notice here is that I have given the name as vehicle 1, name as vehicle 2. This is very important because they are two different entities. Now we will see about the radio box, which is again very important. Radio boxes are taken used to take one single input, and very popular place to take use radio box is the gender. When you take the gender, you have only 3 genders and you choose out of them. You cannot choose something else than that. Okay, so br is there, and I'll do a div here, and I'll do a label, and as for this it will be not label. I will have a first I'll have a h for gender, and this label is have a input type is radio, name equal to gender, and value equal to male, and then label is again okay, it is male. Okay, I should have id also here. Id equal to male. Id is required for and this to be done. Now the other things I'm going to take here: gender, female, male, male, but it will not show anything because I have not written anything. Male, male, and this is other, okay, name is not other. Wait a sec. Name will be like this, gender only. Why name will be gender? Return. I'll save it. So it will come like this: male, female, other, and I can select only one of them, and that will get. So here one thing is that, so name is always gender. Name is always gender. Name is same. Why? Because radio boxes are also known as radio box group. One of the data will go to the back, not all of the data. That's why this I've taken as name here. Name as same. But here, if you see, the name is different: vehicle 1 and vehicle 2 in the checkbox. This is a difference. So this is done. Now we have done with this form, but how to submit it? Okay, and even before submitting it, I want to tell one more thing. Okay, so this all these things were in HTML version 4. HTML version 5 introduces a lot of other form elements. Let us see those form elements first, then we'll do submit it. So input types is there. So input types is there. So you can go through this also, but I will tell the important ones here. So there are some of them we have seen. So before HTML version 5, there are only 5-6 input type which I have done. Right now there are a lot, like and 10-15 are there. So some of them I have told, but some of them I have not told. Okay, so which one I want to tell first? This input type date, which is very important, because what happens? Okay, I will also add this thing, input type date. Okay, I'll add a br and a div, and then Rahul, video quality is at 720p. You have your settings are bad, and please change the settings to 720p. YouTube tried to help you all by saving your data, so please, that is the problem from YouTube. They should not do this thing. Actually, people ask the same thing again and again, again and again. So that is a problem with YouTube. Actually, they try to save your data. Means you all have, I think most of you take 1 GB of data per day. So if you see it in a higher quality, more data will go. So YouTube try to help you, So please change your settings to I think in mobile it is not 720p it will give. Mobile it will give, if you go in the mobile it will give you higher quality. So go to the higher quality thing, because in desktop it gives 720p and I all know, but in mobile I think it if you go to the settings it will give you something known as like higher quality. You have to go to the higher quality, then it will give. Okay, so that is there. And so what is this input type date? So input type date is, okay, let us see it here on input type date is very important. It gives you the whole calendar. Okay, let us see here also. So what is this? This calendar is been shown with input type date, and these calendars are really it used to be very difficult to get this calendar before 2015. So you can give it to take the all the means everything from the user, like a date of birth from the user like this. Okay, birthday also we're taking. So like this you can select it and do it. We're soon going to see it here. And this is one of the things. And then the other thing is which is very important, although you should go through this all, which is the input type file. Again, which is very important, input type file. Why it is very important? Because you can take the input from the user from like this. I can do anything. Okay, so like this is the input type file is there. So that is there. And now I will again paste it here. We are and div input type file I'll do. Okay, so I've changed all these things. So if I go here, I'll see this thing. So I've got a lot of things here. Now what I need to do, I need to submit all these things. So how do I submit it? So after this, I'm go to BR and I'll do a div and then input type is submit and value equal to send. Input type submit. Actually, input type submit, what it does, it's create something as a button. Now send button, it has been creating a button like this. Okay, and this is a special kind of button. A value will be the button, and this is a special kind of a button. We'll see the normal button tag also. Why this is a special kind of button? Because through which you can submit the form, and see it is inside a form, and the type submit is also there. So let us see how we can submit this and all. And we'll go here and write something here, and my name and my age, and this is it. I'll write green color by car mail. Let's select it. See, I can do the thing. Okay, so I can select anything right now. Okay, so like this I do. Then I can choose like this. I can choose this like this. Fine. Now see closely. When I submit it, you should see closely here. And here the thing is that if I do a send here, see this thing, you should see this and this. Okay, I do a send. The form actually got refreshed, because it got refreshed and all the data is gone. Where it is gone? All the data generally it is sent through here in the this thing. Nowadays you will not see people sending data like this. Okay, I will do one thing. I will come here and paste it here, and I will comment it out so that we can see this thing. Okay, so first thing is that name Nabendu is going. What is this name? This name is this name. Then age equal to 40, which I have given. Then whatever in the name you give, it will be going like this. Message will go. Color will go, and color is green. See, one more thing which I was telling earlier, this color green yellow, it is like this. Okay, not the red color, green color, it will not go. Then checkbox is one very important thing is the vehicle 1 is also going, and vehicle 1 is also going, and vehicle 2 is also going. But gender, only one thing is going. Gender 1. Birthday is going, my file is going. So this is how this works. This is how this is there. Now the next thing is which we are going to see is in like this button. Okay, so this button tag. So in like this input type submit, we have a button also. So we're going to see that. And here it is very easy actually. Button tag is there, and then I'll have this button tag, and here I'll have a button click me. We're going to briefly see into JavaScript today. Next week we are going to have JavaScript classes. Okay, and we'll see what the timing is there. We'll convey. Mausam has given a WhatsApp link, so be on that or connect with me on LinkedIn. We keep on posting whatever is there latest on LinkedIn and on the WhatsApp groups. So button tag is there. I'll save this button tag, and now see this button is there. So but this button is different from input type submit here. So what will happen if I click it here? See, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. The everything you have to add from JavaScript in it. Okay, JavaScript you have to add. So now I'll do this send here. So see now it is. And one more thing is that when this a button input type submit is also button. It is inside a form tag. It will refresh the browser. It will refresh the browser. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so the next thing is there. Actually, the last thing we are going to learn in HTML, which is the image tag. Okay, image tag. Images are very important. Okay, image tag. We're going to learn about image tag. So I will click it image tag, and then I will do a img src, and where I have put the image. So there are two places to put the image. Either I take it from the internet. Either I will take it from the internet, or I will give it in this. Okay. Okay. So unsplash is there, and here I will take some image. Maybe this image is good. I'll take this, and I'll go here, and I'll put a medium one. I'll download a medium one. So Unsplash is a place to get free images. So I'll do this, and I'll like show this in Finder. It will be like this here, and then I'll come here and create a new folder which is like the images. I'll do, and then reveal in Finder. Now write this. Unsplash is there. So I've just created an images folder and put a unsplash.jpg image in it. Now how to show it? So you'll go here and do a src images slash unsplash, whatever is the name, and I will write it's a corridor is there. So I'll write and save it. Now see, no, we cannot explain it. We are always running short on time. Okay, engineer. Okay, for everyone else, give me 5 minutes. I will tell how to because next Mausam will take. I'll tell how to increase your franchise. Okay, or maybe I will tell right now only. Why to wait? So if you're watching it from a desktop, this is what desktop or a laptop. This is what you have to do. So you go here. Okay. So I don't know, people don't know this thing. Okay, you have to go here. Go here, and then what you have to do? Okay, let it be completed. You go here, and then there is this tag, this like 1, 2, 3, 4. This icon, clock type of icon is there. Okay, so click here, and then this quality is there. Quality you increase it to auto will be there. So what happens if you have a bad internet connection? It takes in auto 144p. It will take. You don't have to leave it at 144p. Please do sir and do this at 720p. 720p. Yeah, we do provide full course, and just check our channel what we do, and you'll see what full course we do. Okay, so we have everything like CSS, JavaScript, and React. We do all those things. So this is what you have to do on a desktop. Okay, on a laptop, and on a mobile it's a different thing. Okay, mobile it's a different thing. I will give a screenshot in some time. In mobile, what you have to do, mobile it shows like a different thing. Mobile it's not the same thing. I cannot like do my mobile it's a when you click on that settings, it will show you some quality thing it shows. that screenshot I'll give in 5 minutes. Okay, screenshot I'll give in 5 minutes. That all you have to do. And please do follow our channel, and please do subscribe and hit the bell icon. Then only you'll know when we're providing the full course, because every month we provide a full course: CSS, JavaScript, React, and sometimes we do 1 day or 2 day long boot camps also. This month also we are going to do that, because sometimes I don't get the time. So maybe previous month we did it, but this month we are planning to do a full day boot camp. Like it will be like 9 hours or 10 hours long. It will be from morning 9 till 7, I think 6 or 7 it will be there. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, we'll teach everything in that. Okay, all the major three things. React will not be taught. React is will teach later. We'll teach later on. Is anyways 5 days course is there on React. Okay, so this image I have given SRC image and all, and see, this image has been shown like this big image. It has been shown. Okay, so from HTML we cannot connect. We cannot control much of the things. Okay, so here we can give like width equal to maybe 600, and height equal to 400. In fact, Mawsum did a CSS 5-day course previous week only, and it ended yesterday. So please do check the recordings. We have something like this every week, and that are all also certified courses. But you can, if you want to learn, you can see it now also. It is not like that you're gonna see it. Okay, so that is there. So I can make it a bit smaller, so it will show like this. Okay, so there is one more way to show the image. Okay, let me copy this thing, and that way is like, we're not going to give the image like corridor. I'll write maybe internet. I'll write like this. uh, Offline classes at my hometown of Bhopal. It will start in August. Offline classes will start. I live in Bhopal, so offline classes will be available only at that time. And we have online classes, paid online classes also. We will tell a bit about it later on. Right now batches are going on, so the next batch will is planning to start on August 15. Right now the batches are going on for that. Okay, so image, the other way is like, I will go here and I will right click here and copy image address. So that's it. Please do connect me on LinkedIn or be on one of the WhatsApp group. You will be able to know everything which is going on in our company. Okay, so that is that. So image SRC, I will go and do this thing. So you can, like this way you can get a address of anything, like and then you can give it. Okay, so like this. Okay, maybe I will not take this image address. Maybe I will take this image address so that you can see something different. Copy image address I'll do, and just have to paste this, and this I'll write as Oppo. Okay, I will write Oppo and then I'll save it. So it will show me this Oppo thing nicely thing here. Okay, so this is all. So one more thing, what is the alt tag here? So everything I've sent, the image and width and height also we have done. So what is this alt tag? Alt tag is something which is shown when the image is not able to load. You all might have seen broken images because the internet was slow in a very heavy size, because suddenly your internet has gone away. So a lot of people are having internet issues today. So like that, it is there in a lot of places. Internet is not there. So I was also previous week I was doing the I was in Hyderabad, so I was in a hotel. So there the internet was suddenly going away. So those things happens. Okay, so those things were there, and then what is there? This broken image relation. So I cannot like cross my internet. I'll make this image like misspell it. Okay, this thing also happened. Sometimes developers give something wrong and they don't even check it. Save it. See these things. First image is broken, and it is like broken is been shown, and this corridor, which is the alt, it has been shown. So this is there, and with this okay, so I will close this what we are done. We are done with our HTML. And one thing, let me do some settings. Okay, so we are going to start with CSS now, and CSS will be taken by our CSS expert, who is Mawsum. Wait 1 sec. And nowadays he only takes care of CSS at TWD. So I also know Miss, but he's very good, and he's going to take the CSS. And okay, let me open everything for him. Okay, so here is Mawsum, and he will take the CSS, and I'll come back for the JavaScript towards the end. And at that time, I will also give the second attendance sheet. Okay, so that is there, and I will answer all these questions which everybody is asking. Shailesh is asking, and Skan is asking, and engineer Amit Kumar. You can see the recordings anyway. This is always available on our YouTube channel. Okay, so that is there. Thank you. And awesome meeting.
Hi all, a warm welcome to all of you on this long-awaited bootcamp. And 1 second. So I hope the HTML session is perfectly fine. And so now going back to CSS. So let me see. Only 25 people are there. So fine, not an issue. Actually, this is a bootcamp which we are planning high famous tech India. You will get certificate on your mail ID what you have entered in the Google form. So please don't ask again and again. You will get certificates by maximum by Sunday, and once certificate will be issued, you will be updated. We will update in the group. So don't worry about the certificate. It is an automatic process and it will be sent automatically by the systems. So as you all know, I will be taking the CSS now, and I hope let's start the CSS now. So all you guys are ready. Let me see how many of you are actually physically and mentally present here. So it was good. All enough. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So I joined direct on YouTube. How will get it? You join direct on YouTube. So not an issue. We will be sending the attendance form only on YouTube only, not anywhere else. So no need to worry. We will be sending the attendance form only in YouTube live chat. So no need to worry. Either you join on YouTube, you join through WhatsApp, you join through LinkedIn. No need to worry. So let's start now. And CSS. Check the earlier comment on live chat and fill it. Okay, fine. Yes. So let me create a new folder. CSS and I hope by now you all know how index.html will work, how to add. Okay, that I will tell. So this is a basic index.html file which is required for HTML, and you all have learned all the basic tags. And so I am not seeing the chat now. I am focused on the content now, and I request you all to please be focused on the content. And after that, in after some time, we'll see the comments and reply on that. So as you all know, this is the basic index.html file, and let me change the document title CSS. And here, what is CSS now? Let us have some theoretical part for 5-10 minutes, then we will go to the practical part, and we will link both the theoretical and practical so that you can able to get the things or grasp the things properly. Don't mug up the things, don't do the rectification, just link the things properly. Just link the things theoretical and practically properly. So what is CSS? CSS is basically cascading style sheet. As you all might know the full form of CSS, but how CSS works, how CSS add, how CSS, what CSS do, how you link CSS, what are the functions, what are the font properties, how you add fonts, how you add colors, how you add n number of things are there in CSS. But we will be actually covering the basics part because we need we have some time constraint, and the complete version we will be doing. I earlier took this week only, from Monday to Friday, 1 hour each, and also a project also been taken care. So now, as I've told you, there are three ways to add CSS. CSS are basically being managed by W3 Schools, and W3 School is the company which is taking care of HTML and CSS. So, and these both things are invented in 1995, and a major upgradation has been happened in 2015 by the W3 Schools in HTML and CSS. So, let us start now the CSS. There are actually three ways to add CSS. I will be asking the questions live. I will ask some 2 to 3 questions live. Let me see who will give the answer first here. I am repeating again. I will ask 2 to 3 questions, which I will tell again and again here only. So let me see who reply the first. So please be attentive. The one who replies the first, uh, that we will inform later on. So there are three ways to add CSS. There are three ways to add CSS. First one is inline, second one is internal, and third one is external. What is inline? Inline is basically, as the name says, in the same line. Internal, as the name suggests, internally inside the HTML, and uh, external means somewhat, some way we will be linking both the things in, that is CSS and HTML. Okay, so let us quickly start with the CSS how to add. So for this, let me have a h1 header tag, and in this I write inline CSS. Fine. Now save it, and let me open this with live server. Right. So I've saved it and it is coming here. Now let us add the CSS here. Once again. So here, adding a style tag, and in this style you can add the CSS what you want to, and give the background color as aqua. So this is how. This is the example of inline CSS. This is inline CSS, and how to add inline CSS is the way in front of you. Fine. Adding the style tag, and in the same style tag you can add the command what you want to do. So now the second type is, let us add in the h2 tag, and in this h2 tag we have a lorem content, and I saved it. And for this we will add the style tag here, and in this let's insert h2, and we'll give the color to, we will give the font color to hash ff41414 ff414. Okay, fine. Now saving it. Now see what color is there. Okay, fine. So this is how we can add inline CSS. This is how we can add internal CSS. Now the third part is external CSS. For this we will add the h3 tag and external CSS here. Saved it, and here, as the name suggests, external means externally we will be linking the CSS file to this HTML file. So for this we have created a another file with the file name as style.css, and we will be adding the style of h3 in the same pattern, and we will give the background color. What color we can give? We can give in RGB pattern. So here we can give 255 0 effect. So this is the color. You can see the color here, but this color combination is not coming. It is coming black. So as I've told you, it is actually a pattern in which you need to link both the files. So for the linking part, after this title, you need to type link and CSS. So this is how our H3 is styled with external CSS. So this is how you can actually insert a CSS. The methods are inline, internal, and external. There are three ways in which you can add CSS. So now moving on to the next topic in CSS Basics, which is called as the colors. So without colors, HTML is what you where you can look in 1995, 1996. So like that. So again, similar to the addition of HTML, you can add the CS. You can add the colors in CSS in three different ways. First one is simply typing the name of the color, which I have done in here, which I did here. As simply I've typed the name of the color as aqua, right? So this one is the aqua color. Second one I have added in internal CSS, which is the hash pattern in the hash format. So this format is called as a hexadecimal format, in which you can add colors starting from hash in the hexadecimal format, which, as most of you are from the computer science or IT or engineering background, you know what is hexadecimal. It starts from hash and have the combination of alphanumeric, which alphanumeric is from 0 to 9 and A to F. So this is how it works. Even though it starts from hash double f double f double f to hash 000000, that is from black color to white color. So in case if you want to change the color, you can just move the cursor here, select any of the color, and the same will replicate. Click it, save it. Fine. So now the third pattern of color is the RGB format, as I have actually introduced here. So the RGB again have a range which starts from 0 to 255, and RGB is for red, green, and blue color. Any color has become any color will be ready using the combination of these three colors only. That's why this has been introduced. Now the question arises that there are n number of colors, and what is the process, how you can get the codes of these colors. So for this, W3 Schools has prepared a site in which you can actually you can actually red, green, and blue. Yes, it is RGB, red, green, and blue. So HTML color codes. Let's have the color codes here. See, as I've told you, there are n number of color names, n number of these RGB formats, n number of hexadecimal formats. So for this is the site in which you can have the color names, their RGB format. This is RGB format 255.191.0, and this is the hexadecimal format. The first one is the hexadecimal format starts with hash. So this is how from here you can get the color codes. So closing now, and I hope I am taking the things very simple, very lighter. रेफ्रिजरेशन एंड एयर कंडीशनिंग कौन कौन ये कोर्स कर रहा है भाई? हु इज दिस मैन? So going back to, moving back. So now I have told you the what is this, the color code. Now let us have some more font properties here, and I will implement in this. Or let me have a paragraph tag here and have the lorem as a dummy content. And now I request you all to please focus on this paragraph here. Fine. So now the paragraph tag, and here let us have some font properties, and have starting with the font size. As you all have a hands-on on the Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Excel, you all know the basic things. Just correlate with that. So let's have the font size of 25 px. Fine. Now the additional property of which is the font weight. Let's change the font weight to bolder, and let's add another property of text decoration line through C a line, and text transform to uppercase if these are simply font size, the size of the font. I've changed to 25 px. Font weight, bold or bolder. Text decoration is line through. It's a kind of decoration of text. Or let me change it to second, none. Fine. Now the another property of font will have the letter spacing. Letter spacing, let's have 2 em. 2 em is very high, so let me change it to 0.2 em. So letter spacing, as the name simply suggests, spacing between the letters. Font family, yes, I will take, don't worry, I will take font family. In the font family, I will add how to add Google fonts. So that's why I will take it after some couple of seconds. So after this, we'll have the word spacing. Word spacing, let's say 1.5 rem. So 0. Or we'll take 1.5 rem. So 1.5 rem. Word spacing means simply the spacing between the words. Let's have. I will tell you. Don't worry. I will tell you. After this word spacing, we'll have the line height. Let's have 2 rem. So line height means the spaces between the lines. Fine. As you all can see, the space have increased. Let's change it to 5, so you can see better. Changing back to 2. So, and now as you all have noticed here, I have added px, rem and em. So what are these px, rem and em? These are basically units of measurements in which you can actually measure something. Like you buy water in liter, oil in liter, grocery items in kg. So here, these are the units of measurements in which you can actually measure these CSS properties. So px, as the name simply suggests, px are pixels. So I don't think I need to explain px to anyone. So now what is em and rem? Em, there is no full form of em. Em is basically em only, and it is basically a unit of measurement which is actually being governed by the parent container. So second one is rem. Rem is a unit which is globally work individually. Rem is another form of unit of measurement. So there is no link between EM and REM. EM depends upon the parent container unit, and REM works independently globally. So now moving on to the next part, which has been asked by Mr. Sanjay Kumar, font family. So let's have a font family, and as you all can see here, minimum 2 to 3 font families are there. So let's add one, save it. So now why these three fonts are there? Because there are 3 to 4 types of browsers currently being used, and if i I, as you all know, I am running this web page on Google Chrome, but by default, as you have seen, it is a Mac. It opens on Safari. So if it is possible, or it might be possible, or let's say for example, if Safari does not support Times New Roman, so for this, the Times will be the next available font, or it's can be said as a fallback font. And if I say Safari and Chrome does not support Times New Roman and Times, and I open this page on Firefox Developer Edition, so serif will be the font which is being supported by them. And if case it is possible that Microsoft Edge does not support all the three available fonts, so then it will use their by default available font. So now let us add Google Fonts. Why Google Fonts when all these fonts are here? So my dear friend, Google covers the whole of the industry now. So for this, they have introduced their fonts also. Google Fonts. So n number of Google Fonts are there, similarly like the colors. So see, these Google Fonts are all are in different types of colors, styles. So let us quickly pick one. So it won't end. Let us take this Pacifico. So remove it. And now let us use this font family regular. So in order to insert the Google font in the HTML, select it, click on the import, double click, copy, go, control V and save it. So this is how you have added the Google font. Now how you can add the Google font here? We'll use this, and what is the name? Uh, Pacifico. Pacifico. Now let us comment this out. So this is how we have added the Pacifico font here. Fine. So I hope this is okay, Mr. Sanjay Kumar. So now moving on to the next property in the CSS. What is left now? Colors have added, font properties. Fine. So now moving on to the next important property in CSS, which is called as the box model. So now till now what we are doing are basics of CSS. So now let me remove all this stuff. One important thing left. So what are classes and IDs? Let us first complete classes and IDs. So what are classes and what are IDs? So in any of the VS Code or any of the HTML, CSS, without classes and IDs, you can't code anything. So um, what are classes and what are IDs? Classes and IDs are basically used to target any element in your code. So in case if I have another h3 and will you a dummy content. So by default, as we have given h3, what we have given to h3, we have given h3 as a background color is this. So every h3 will follow the same background color. So in order to get rid of this particular problem, classes and IDs has been introduced. So classes will be added. Classes can be added, or classes can be highlighted with the help of dot, and IDs with the help of hash. Both are similar, no difference between them, but a very common difference is that classes can be used multiple times in multiple ways, but ID can only be used once. ID can be highlighted by hash and classes by dot. So let us have a box model property. Let us switch on to the box model property now. I hope I'm taking the things smoothly. Let me change it now. I'm actually clearing the page so that mess up will not happen. Now let us have a paragraph tag and have it dummy content, saved it, and now let's have a class of with the name as para. So copy the class name, always copy the class name, dot class name curly bracket on. Now we will have the box model property, a very important property, very property being used everywhere. In after every 10 to 15 line you will use a box model property. So now for this we will have a border of 2px will have a border of 2px solid green color. So as you all can see, this border has been introduced here, and inside this box we have a content. So let me delete some of the content so that things will look good. So here let us show the inspect option and highlight it. So a box model property contains four things: a content, which is this one, a content which is this one, and outside this content have a padding, outside this padding have a border, and outside this border have a margin. Fine. So this is the box model property. Telling you once again, please focus and focus here. This is the content. Outside this content have a padding, outside this padding have a border, outside this border have a margin. This is how it works. So now let us have a box model property here and see how we will be adding. So this is the content. Outside this content have a padding. Let's have padding of 20px. Saved it. So what padding do? Padding creates space outside this content. So 20px means 20px top, 20px right, 20px bottom, and 20px left. Now have a, where is the margin? Margin will have 30px. So how this 30px will distribute? So 30px top, 30px right, 30px bottom, and 30px left. So now if in case we don't want the margins and padding all around, let's have margin in the top only and have 50p X. So from the top, this content have shift downwards. And if we want the padding, we want the padding from the left to 20px. As you all can see, the entire content have shift from the left to 20px. So now the question round is here. Please be attentive. So the question round is there. In how many ways you can add CSS? How many ways? I just want the number. In how many ways you can add the CSS? Let me see who will reply the first. In how many ways you can add the CSS? 3. Or Mr. Rajiv, yeah, you are the lucky one. Very good, yeah, very good, very good. I like it. So yes. So can someone tell me what are the names? Can someone tell me what are the names? Yes, Sanjay Kumar, I know. Now the second question is what are the names? Now the Mr. Rajiv is the lucky one. And now I want the names. Let us see who is the second luckiest person. Very Rajiv, you are a champ here. You are a champ here. Clap. Good year, Rajiv. Good year. I like it. So now we'll have another round of question. We'll have another round of question after some time. Be attentive and have your fingers ready on the board. So yeah, thanks Shailesh, and thanks Sanjay. You are attentive here. That's good for us also. And now font family we have added. So in the box model we have added. So now let us have a another property here which is called the border radius. Let's have 5 or we'll have the 10px. So as you have noticed, these sharp ends have changed to the curved one. So let me comment this out. One, see, now saved it. So these sharp edges have now changed to the curved one. So this is the quality of this border radius property to change the sharp radius to the colored one. So now after this, let us have a uh, 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 let us have a block property also. So for this, let me have a div, and inside this div will have a h1 heading 1, will have a paragraph tag and have a lorem content. Let me save it. So we'll have this, and let us have a class of block. So copying it and need the second one also. So let this have the heading 2 and need once more have the heading 3. So now let us show you some magic. So always copy the class name and here dot block, and we'll have the displays block, fine, and we'll have the width of 33.33%. So as you all can see, the entire content have shift one below the another using the space of 33.33%. Fine. So now just correlate the things what you see in your web pages like that. Fine. So this is how, in case you want something to be placed one below the another with a small heading and a content, you can use this block property with the width of 33.33%. Fine. Using a single line code and width have changed the entire mathematics. So now if we give the 50%, it will use the 50% of the available screen size. Fine. The available screen size has been used. So now moving on to the next property, what we will take now. One second, let me see. One second, na, checking in case if some anything is not missed here. So now let us switch to the styling of list. How to space between three blocks? You can use margin. So these three blocks you can use margin, margin top or margin bottom. You can add spaces. Yes, you can use margin, give different class. Okay, give different class and have the margin, or let me have the margin, we have the margin bottom of 20x. See, spaces are same here. So in order to give the space, you need to have the margin option. So moving on to the next topic, which is called as the styling of list. So what are list? So now let me delete it and save it and save it. So now Rajiv, we have some short of time also. We need to cover the topic. Section side by side. How to give margin to heading tag and paragraph. Heading tag. How to give margin to heading tag and paragraph. Margin, you can use the margin top, margin bottom, margin left, and margin right. All these headers you have. All these you have to use the margin. So for the section side by side, you want the section to be placed side by side. One second, but I guess let us complete the styling of list first, so that one second. Side by side we will do after some time. I noted down. Side by side we will do sometime, because using this block property we will use this side by side also. So let's grab the styling of list first. So what are list? This is a very simple topic. What are list? So these lists are basically, as you have noticed in your workbook, the first page or the second or the third page, which is called as the list, where you have an index, and below the index you have the table of contents. So this is the styling of list what will be going to manage now. So now for this we'll have a div. Inside this div we have a header tag, and we'll have a unordered list, and in this we'll have li multiplied by 5 into a. So saved it. Now let us have the hash, because we don't want to go anywhere, so we'll use the hash property, and here category 1, category 2, category 3, category 4, 5. We have category, and we will give this div uh, 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 a class of categories. So let me save it first. So fine. So these are in working condition. Perfect. So now let us style this list. So these are basic. This is basically a list, and now we will be styling the list. So first of all, let's copy this class name, and we'll have the dot class name, and we'll have a border box of 2p x solid of orange red color. Fine. And we'll have a border radius of 5px. Perfect. So now in this categories, h2, is it h2? H2, fine. We will have this text line as center. So we have made this h2 in the center, and uh, 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 let us have a padding here of 15px. Okay, and now let's target the unordered list dot categories. Unordered list will have the padding as 0, so it have shift the entire content towards the left. Now we will have the list style as none, so it will remove the dots. Fine. Now after that we will target this anchor tag, and in this anchor tag we will have the text decoration as none, and we'll change the blue color to black, BBBBLA, black. So now it is looking nice. Now let's have the list item and have the margin in the bottom have 10px. So, and let's have 20px, and we'll have a border bottom of 2px dot padded of black color. Fine. So I can say this is how something you can have correlate. Can we give CSS to that dots? Which dots are? No, we can't give CSS to these dots. Why? Because this is a property. Either we can use solid or dots. Fine. This is actually a CSS property only. We can't create dot. ul dot. So how? Let us see what will happen. Border of 2px dotted solid of blue black color also. So this is how it will come like that. So this is not looking good. So let me remove it, because CSS is basically making your page more decorative, beautiful, awesome. You hide that dots. Which dots here? Which dots you are asking? I removed that. What I have created in the here. What I've created here, it is not required actually. Because why it is not required? Because it is not looking good for starting. Okay. Yes. Now got it. That dots, black color dots. Got it. Yes, we removed these dots because it is not actually required, and it is a style or it is a technique being adopted to use this. It's a technique, I can say. You or I or no one can add styles to these dots. Fine, got it. Taken your point now. So list style none in case if control side. 1 second. These dots you are talking about. So this is a trick to actually use this content. Fine. So this is how you can actually style your now. Another very important property called the pseudo property, in which pseudo class property, in which we will be adding a hover effect with the change of background color to yellow. So how it works? See my cursor. As soon as I move my cursor on this category, the background color has changed to yellow. So this is the hover effect property. So fine, now I hope this is clear to all of you. So now we will be moving on to a very important property, which is called as the styling of forms. So what are styling of forms? Forms, as you all have known, that in any of the web page we will be having a login form or a feedback form or a account creation form or a sign up form. So for this we will be having a form in which you can actually mention your login details. Fine, you can mention your login ID password. You can have your sign up details. You can have your sign up for e-bill. You can have your sign up for newsletter. So these are the forms which is being created and being used everywhere. So how these forms are made, we will be first preparing these forms, and after that we will be taking we will be adding the functionality using the JavaScript, as how you will add the what I can say, you can add the checks, that in case you are asking for the in case you can have a check like that, the password should be of 8 characters, or you can say the password should be strong. So all these kinds of functionality will be actually being added with the help of JavaScript, and that functionality will be taken care by Navindu after some time. So before this I will prepare a form, and after this, in the same form, this Navindu will take care. So, Mr. Rajiv has asked one thing. So let me do this first now. Let me remove it, and we'll have quickly. We will. So we'll have a div. Inside this div, we have the h2. We'll have the h1. I will be using a short. Okay, no. Heading one, and trust me, start learning the shortcuts also, because shortcuts will always help you to save the time. And we'll have the class as block. Now control C, control V, control V, control S, and let me copy the class name. We'll have the float property, and we will use the float property of left with the width of 43.33%. So this is how you can actually put these things side by side. Solid. So in order to fix it, we have the property of box sizing of border box. Fine, Mr. Rajiv. Where is he? Float topic. This is float, my dear friend. Floats have a lots of bugs. So in order to overcome from this float left, you can use float right. Let me comment out one, saved it, and we'll have the 50. See, float soon will get outdated. Why? Because CSS Flexbox and CSS Grid has been introduced in 2015, and being adopted quite long. So float, you can use float, but try to avoid float and blocks, because these have bugs. In if you are working on a live platform, you can get bugs, which in order to remove it, you will waste a lot of time. So now the caution part. In RGB color format, red, green, blue color format, what is the range? Starts from 0 to which number, which I have mentioned. What is the range of RGB? Starting from 0 till where it is it? Let me see who is the lucky guy. The range of RGB starts from 0 till where? Shailesh, you know RGB here. So I can say there are people who know this HTML and CSS very well. So yes, Famous Tech India. Famous Tech India, I will be more happy in case you can mention your name, because I can't call you Famous Tech India. Even you will feel bad if I call you with this name. Yeah, Vijay Shri, very good, yeah, very good. 0 to 255. So you all have a basic knowledge of HTML or CSS, I can say, or you get this knowledge here only. So in case you have or not you have, in case you get here, that is good for you only. So now let's have the important topic of form. Let us create a form, or let us create a styling of form. How we will be styling a form? We will be creating a form and we will be styling it. So creation a form, you all have Navindu sir have told you all. So how to create a form, and how we will be we will be creating a form and we will be styling it. So Mr. Sandeep, yeah, Mr. Sandeep, so did it sounds good here. So now moving on to the styling of form. So for this, let me have a basic structure of form. Please be with me for some seconds. Let me create it first. So let's have a form, and all these things are not required. I will remove it, and in this form we'll have a div, and in this div we'll have a input. Sorry, we'll have a label first, and after this label we'll have the input. So here we'll have the class as form group, and label for is not required, and fine. So this is the form action not required here, no action I need. So this is the common, and now let us copy it, control V and control V. So now we will have a class here, and the class name is my form. So div class label will have the label as name, and here also will have as name and in this we have the email, and here also email we will change it to name, and here form group, and we'll have the label as message. Here also text message, and after this we'll have the input button and have a class of btn. So our form is here. Fine. So if I don't think there is a need. Okay, sir, I understood the side by side making process. Yeah, thanks, Rajiv. Thanks. It's a very simple. Yeah, nothing new is required, but these things are not being used for. These things are not being used practically now. Everything is being controlled by CSS Flexbox and Grid. So now let us have this is our form, and now let us have a copy time, control C dot control V, and we'll have a padding, let's give some padding of 20p. So it has come here, fine. And now got my form space, copy the second class, form group will have the padding in the bottom, of 20px. So some space has been created. And so what to do now? Don't be sorry, Rajiv, don't be sorry. So what to do now? Simply see what you want and keep inserting the styles in that. So now let's target dot my form label and use the display as block property so that things will come one below the another. Now let's target my form, and in this we'll target the input and have in this input we'll have a padding of 20px. 20px looks very bad. We will have 10px, so looking nice. So let us have dot my form, and we will use the font size of 15px. 15px is very small, so let's give to 25px. Now let us target this input will have the border radius to 2px solid. So fine, perfect. So now we have already added the font. We will have the font family as Pacifico, but this Pacifico will not look good here. Yeah. So removing it because it's a cursive writing type format, so it will not look good here. Ultimately, the motive is to look the web page perfect, fine, attractive, and beautiful. So this is the main motive of the web page. So now let's target the button dot btn. So the more small size item needs a lot of coding. Let me show you. In the button, let's start with border radius of 5px. So the 5 will not work, will have 10. 1 second. And let's change the font size to 50px. 50px is very high. Let's change it to 30px. And we'll have a background color. Where is the background color? Okay, we'll have the background color of blue, and the font color will change it to white, and font weight let's change to gold, and button let's value is submit. Fine, submit. And here what else we can add? Let us have some padding of 20px all around. Let me change it to 30px all around, and let's have some margin left to 30 px. So we have shift the button from the left, as you all can see. Now let's have a hover property here. So dot button hover, and we'll change the background. We'll add the hover property to background color. So the background color will change to white, and this color will change to blue. So now let us see how it works. So see, as soon as I move my cursor on this, the color will inverse. So this is the hover effect. Fine. So now from here, the Bindu will take you further and will add the functionality of JavaScript here. So thanks you all. Hover on button I have added, Mr. I missed again your name here, Sandeep. Hover property added. See. So Navindu, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mosam, for the nice session. And see, as I've told, we don't have much time, and we're not going to go at all deep in JavaScript, but we have gone pretty much deep in CSS. But then also it is not everything. Means CSS, Mosam takes generally a very long class in CSS, like a 5 hour long class, which he had recently done previous week. Soon, I think this month it is done. We'll see if we can do one more this month. We'll do that, and 5 hour long, so everything floats and everything will be taught. So let me quickly add some functionalities here. So with JavaScript, so you can get a taste of JavaScript. So it is like a bit of advanced also, but at least you can know that what is this JavaScript all about, and how powerful is this JavaScript, and what you can do with this JavaScript. Okay, so in this form only, I will add the JavaScript so that I can see everything at below I will see everything. So that is something which I am going to do. Okay, and then, okay, margin is margin, I think. Okay, expand it completely a bit, width of 100%. Just did a bit of 100%, so that it is showing completely. Okay, so now we are going to add the JavaScript here. So how to add JavaScript? And JavaScript is this button we have done, but this button, when you click, then what should happen? So that is what JavaScript does. And button, however, we should have one more thing, which is like a cursor pointer, so it will show this nice hand. Okay, so you can know that, okay, we can click it here. So JavaScript, for JavaScript, will have a main.js file. So we'll come here and do a main.js file here. And in this, we're going to write a JavaScript. They're like css.css, javascript.javascript. But where do we add this JavaScript? And for JavaScript adding, we are going to add something in this, like one sec. So I have everything here. So what else I require here? I want to show whatever the user enters at the end. At the end means here I want to show. So outside this form, I will have a UL, and it will be users. UL of empty UL of users. Where is my body ending? So I will have this UL, and but where to add the JavaScript? JavaScript we generally add before the body. Here I'll have a script and src, and it will be main.js will be there, and then I'll save it. Okay. So in this main.js, now why did I added the script tag at the end and not at the start like the style.css? Why I didn't edit it here? So I didn't edit it here because JavaScript by default it's a blocking kind of a language. So it's a blocking kind of language, and okay, you'll get the updates for upcoming CSS sessions and everything. You get connected with us on the WhatsApp. Maybe Mosam will give the WhatsApp link, or you get connect with me on LinkedIn. Everything we keep on giving and all. So even the CSS class is already done. If you go to a YouTube, means CSS class was actually done already. But let me show. Okay, so see, this CSS class was done. You can come to our channel and you can see that this all this 4 day 5 day CSS was done. Okay, you can see those things, and maybe a future also we are going to soon have CSS, but towards the end of this one, because we have just done, means this week only done, we have, means Friday we are done, so we cannot have a CSS class so frequently. So we will have towards the end of this. Okay, so that will have, so that is there. And so yeah, so this, I'll have a script src and main.js. So we have a JavaScript file always at the end, because JavaScript by default it blocks everything. So if you have a lot of JavaScript code, so what will happen? The site will also not load. First the JavaScript will load, and that will happen if I put this script tag beneath the link tag. It will happen that, so the site will load, keep on loading. So you'll see that loading spinner or something. The site will become slow. And JavaScript is used to add interactivity. So first the site, let the site be loaded, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to like write something here, submit it. That is the feature of JavaScript, so that is there. So let us do the main. Okay, so now in the main I will go, and we, in JavaScript we are basically showing the DOM program. This is something we generally show on the third day of the every session. So what I'm going to do here, const my form. So we have to select everything. So what is this const? Const and all are variables. We tell it all in a very detailed way in a JavaScript class. So please attend that JavaScript class, which will also be held soon. Okay. So document dot query selector. So there is something known as query selector. Okay. So here maybe I'll make it a bit smaller. Okay, query selector, and here I have to select this class. This class I have to select, so I will select this class. Okay, and this is a class in query selector. I have to do a dot my form. Then I have to select all these other things like this. Okay, all these other things also I have to select. So maybe it's better to have an ID here. So I will have an ID equal to name, ID equal to email, and ID equal to maybe MSG is okay. And here this form is there. Okay, so I'll save it, and then I'll have a const name input equal to document dot query selector, and hash name, and I'll have this as, first we have to select everything. Email input will have hash email, because IDs are taken by hash email, and last one will be MSG input is like MSG. And now we have to have one, there is one empty UL is there, so we are going to have one we are going to select this also. So I'm going to go here, and then const user list equal to document dot query selector, and hash users will be there, and then here I'll go and so we have to add an event listener also here. So what is this event listener? So event listeners are the listeners which will actively monitor like this when the user is going to submit. It will actively monitor it. So I'll do this my form dot add event listener, and here I'll do a submit. It's a submit event listener, and then I will call a on submit a function. It's a function. Functions are a place in which you can write this small kind of thing like any code you can write. Okay, so I'll go to this on submit, and here I'll do a function on submit, and I'll do, and then dot prevent default, dot prevent default I'll do, and then I'll do I'll save, and this dot prevent default I'll do. And how to get the output means whatever the user types here, it will come in something known as like this name input I have chosen. So name input dot value, email input dot value, message input dot value, all these things it will come. So how to check this thing? There is a thing known as console.log. All these things I'm going to tell. And name input dot value is there. Name input dot value I'll save, and then I'll write something here. And so there is something known as console in everything. Like console is there. If I submit it, it is not coming. Name input dot value. Okay, one sec. Name input is hash name, ID is name, ID, email, and did I change? Yeah, I changed. And I'm not able to click on it. Oh, I got it. Okay, so value should be not, S should not be capital. Value type should not be button. Type should be submit. There is a type of submit inside a form. Type cannot be button. Yes, if type is button, then we cannot do this submit thing. This on submit handler doesn't work. Okay, so now if I do it, see, I'm going to get it here. Okay, so now I want to just don't want to show it here because this is not the user issue. In real cases scenario, it goes to the backend. Okay, but we are not going to have that much complicated logic right now. So now just we are going to show it. How we are going to show it? We have a UL here. So this in this UL we are going to create a li. So li we are going to create by const li equal to document dot create element, and li will be there, and then li dot append child. So what is this li dot append child? With this li I am appending it to one sec. Li I am appending it to somewhere. So document dot create text node is there, a command is there, and here I'll show this three things: name input, email input, and message. So name input I have to show like this. This is known as template string. Everything we teach in detail in our JavaScript. Okay, name input dot value, not like this. I don't. Sometimes it comes like this. Name input dot value. The other thing will be like comma. Be like this. One sec. And the next one will be email input dot value. Next one will be message input dot value, and after this I will do a user list dot append child, and li will be there. Another thing is name input dot value equal to this, and email input dot value equal to this, and msg input dot value equal to this. So I'll save it. Now let us see whether everything is coming into this is good. I'll commit and see it has been shown here. So why it has been shown here? If I see here in my HTML, I only have this UL tag, empty UL, but this li was added here. I can add something else also, like anything I will write, it will come like, and it will be shown here. And as I've told, we will show this all in a great detail in our class. Okay, in our JavaScript class, it will be shown in great detail. So yeah, one sec. Okay, so let me give the second attendance also, and I will also tell about one more thing. Let me first give the second attendance, and one sec. So you have to fill the second attendance also. So I'll come here and this form. Okay, one thing, in JavaScript, the semicolons are not mandatory. You can miss it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, so what is saying? It doesn't matter. Even if I miss it, even if I don't give it, JavaScript semicolons are not mandatory. Okay, that is one thing is that. So that is a good thing. It is not mandatory, but maybe I can give it. It will look nice. Okay, so that is there. And one more thing I want to tell. And someone was asking. See, we do everything on a YouTube channel, so you'll get everything from HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, and all those things. But we have our batches also going on. So currently our current batches going on beside the corporate batches, which I am very much busy. Even Mosam will take corporate batches, but we have our own personal batches also, which at TW we have personal batches, because that is a commitment to make you all a web app developer. And what is difference between the YouTube and this personal batches and all? So you will get to learn how the mentorship. We give job guarantee also. So job guarantee is something which we give. So we have a, like, I will paste this here. Okay, so we have a course starting from 15 August. 15 August we have something starting, and this is the detail. And this is like, it started 15 August, Monday to Friday, 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. It is the course is there. Okay, so and this is like a very big 5 month boot camp, not a 1 month 2 month. It's a 5 month boot camp. And you might be saying, okay, 10,000 rupees. No, it is not 10,000 rupees. It is actually 34,000 rupees. 34,000. Okay, the full course fees is 35,000 rupees, and offline batch is 40,000 rupees. The 5 month, everything we are going to teach: HTML, CSS, JavaScript in great detail also, more than our YouTube channel. And the main thing is that the mentoring will be there, and we'll make sure that you will get a job. And the other thing is that you can see the syllabus also. The syllabus is like, we are taking care that after every major topic we have a 1 week gap in which we will help you to do the project. So like this week 1 is there, like assignments we are going to give. Week 2 is there, then we are going to ask you to do the assignments. Okay, so this like we are keeping assignment weeks between, and in which you'll get the complete mentorship. JavaScript is there, React is there. We are going to teach Angular also, React, Redux is there, Angular also we're going to teach. Because I'm doing a lot of corporate trainings, and I'm seeing that okay, Angular is also required at some places. And if you have Angular in your resume with React, it is 100% you're going to get a very good job. Okay, and then Node.js also we are covering, and some other things are also covering, the small topics here and there. So this is about it. And if you miss all are interested, you can anyways means I have given the link, or you just ping us, or you ping me or Mosam, and you can ask more about this boot camp, this mentorship. This is a 5 month long boot camp, so it's a long time. It is not like 1 or 2 months. It's a 5 month long boot camp. So that is there. And with this I will put that content on the chat. Okay, one sec. Okay, so course content I will put in on the chat. Okay, so this is the course content, and you can see the course content here. And this is the course content. Okay, and anyways, in that link also the course content was there. So we have some special offer. So who are going to take it now, they are going to get a 5,000 rupees off. So that's why I'm taking it as 9,000, the initial payment we're taking now only. If you are interested, then we can see that we can start the batch. Okay, so that is there. Hope you all liked it. Whether you want to do it from a YouTube channel, whether you want to do, we are going to learn some offline things also soon. So whatever you want to do, we are there for you. Means whether YouTube or whether you are going to do some others. And we have a 100% ratio right now in all of our students who got a job. So that is there. We have 100% ratio, more than I have teach in the personal batches, more than 20 people, because and corporate batches are different, like that I tweak for corporate. So that more than 20 people I have teach and they have all placed. Okay, so that is there. And with this I'll end this stream. You'll all get the certificate by tomorrow. Hope you all have filled the attendance forms. Both of the attendance forms you have filled. Okay, so that is there. And with this I'll end this